Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is the Wandering Ukie coming to you with this quick edition of the Cheese Café. It's beautiful outside. We've got a lot of solar radiation coming down on us, and I want to do some charring. Of course, if I'm going to be doing any barbecuing first, I'm going to need some fuel. One American-sized pint glass, about 20 ounces worth, because I learned that American pint glasses are like 20 ounces, but then European glasses are 16 ounces. Who would have thought? The more you know. And where am I going to get my brew from? I got an idea. Just pretend that I'm Bullwinkle, and I'll just say, "Hey, Rocky, watch you pull a rabbit out of my hat." Again? Yeah, like that. See? That's up my sleeve. Presto! All right. Well, I got one from the Pixel Brewer. If you're a hardcore video game fan, you would love this brewer. And I know I've highlighted this one countless times over the channel. I've had the Citrusonic IPA, I've had the Mario Kart Pilsner, I've had the ping pong one, like that looks like a pong machine. This one's called One-Eyed Willy. It's another IPA, it's unfiltered. And according to this, it's a mythical treasure hunt that unfolds in this cult classic from the mid-80s, an IPA boasting some powerful fruity notes and a delicate bitterness. I don't know if they're talking about mid-80s like 1980s, or maybe the 1780s during the golden age of piracy, because that would be appropriate too to go on a treasure hunt for this legendary brew. I'm gonna open this up, give it a nice pour. Oh crap, I'm looking at the strength here. It's a 7% fucker. It's a 38 IBU, which means it's gonna be somewhat bitter. I just didn't expect this kind of strength to come on. Ah, well, what can you do? And just like they would say, it's unfiltered, and we're gonna find out how fruity this one is. Bitter, fruity, all around awesome, just the fuel that I need before I can get the barbecue started. And what are we gonna be doing today? I'm gonna be doing some oiled up legendary thighs of bird, aka chicken thighs. We got a simple recipe here that you could do yourself. You're gonna have all these things in your pantry, so stay tuned. Now that I've had a bit of the brew, it's time for me to get started on my marinade, and to do that, well, first things first, I don't need this hat anymore, so I'm just gonna get rid of this thing. Yeah, this time it flew in the wind without the wind actually blowing it off of me. And in case you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, then just click on the link on the top right corner if you're watching on YouTube, and you'll see my little walk along Park Avenue when that actually happened, and maybe look like an ass on camera. Well, maybe look like an ass on camera, more so than usual. So it's time to get the marinade done. Anyways, I'm gonna need one bowl right here, and I'm gonna get started with something really basic that you probably all have. Pretty much some olive oil. And this is the authentic one, not this artificial shit where they say it's olive oil and they use whatever, like God knows what ingredients in here. You gotta make sure authenticity is the key to this. I'm gonna do around 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Let's be generous and have 4. Better to have a little bit of extra oil and to be on the side of caution than not have enough at all. Then once that's done, I'm gonna put this away. And no, I'm not gonna be throwing this. I'm not an idiot. After that, I'm gonna grab my half teaspoon with some basic salt and pepper. Yeah, if you wanna season up your stuff pretty easily, all you need is salt, pepper, and then you're good to go for a lot of stuff. So I'm doing a half teaspoon of each. That's the pepper down, and then the salt. Voila. Now, if I want to keep this basic, then I would just mix it up as is like this. But because it's me, I want to add a little bit of a touch. 1 cutting board, 1 fine chef knife. And I know what you're thinking when you see this. You call that a knife? Well, this is a knife. Yeah, I was playing Knifey Spoony before recording this, so go shoot me. But with this knife, I'm gonna be taking some garlic. Ugh, I don't know what I'm hacking up, but I should probably down it with some beer, and then that'll probably do. Now, time for me to get 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm using something that's called Red Violet, which I found at the Jean Talon Market, one of my last wanders. Oh yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, top right corner, this is from the lemon butter trout that I did a few weeks ago. Lovely stuff. So what I'm doing now I'm just getting rid of the peel. And this end piece, well, once again, I have a yard. This is gonna compost, or I'm gonna mow it up. No big deal. And make sure my mic doesn't fall off. Now, take your chef's knife, and then you're just gonna chop it up like this. And then once you mince up your garlic as fine as possible, you're just gonna take your garlic, toss it into your bowl. And to make sure you don't waste any garlic, just scrape it along the edge. Like so. Then now you can take your spoon and then mix it all up. Then once you're done, the garlic will give you some kind of immunity properties, so you can repel vampires, werewolves, or God knows what out there. I know, it's not Halloween, and I know I'm being rancid, but there's worse things in life, like dancing apparently. You know, because some people think that my dancing is a little bit haunting, scary, like... Hey, very funny. Get that out of here. I swear, the more that I record, the more I feel like it's an insurance policy against me that's eventually going to bite me in the ass. Now, once this is all mixed up, keep this aside, and then you can get your fire started, let it heat up, and then marinate your bird. So now that I got my charcoal all loaded up here, it's time to set this on fire. So what I like to use is hardwood charcoal as opposed to the other types of briquettes I've seen around, like the round ones. Because from everything I've read about them, the best way to light them up is to use lighter fluid. And for me personally, I prefer not to use lighter fluid because it does kind of feel like cheating. You want to set a fire, but you just dump gasoline on it and then it's going to be good to go. That's not how I work. I'd rather do it properly on my own and not have too many chemicals in there as well before I get the fire started. I use these kind of bricks that's like a little mixture of sawdust and wax that when combined together lights it up. And then once this thing is all deteriorated or even turned to ash, you can just throw it into your lawn, throw it into your garden, then you got some way to absorb some nutrients. Now make sure that these things are gonna be in the center so that you're able to spread out the heat properly. And I'm gonna need to light this up. I got my lighter in my back pocket. And yes, people, be careful when you're using this thing, because last thing you need is to set this on fire in your back pocket by mistake. Nobody likes to light their ass on fire. Oh, that reminds me, there's a song out there that actually exists called My Ass is on Fire. I'm gonna have to revisit that sometime. So I'm just gonna light this up and hope that the wind is not gonna be playing against me. There we go. Hardwood is starting to light up. They use maple from a Canadian forest, so I guess that if you're gonna go for quality, nothing beats Canadian maple. Gets the job done. As for hardwood, well, okay, I feel like that's a dirty joke I should not be talking about, so moving along now. Let this baby burn. And now that my fire is getting started, I'm realizing I'm missing one of the key ingredients to be able to char properly. My refill is going to be required for this brew glass. So I've got another one lined up. This one is from the Jukebox Brewer, and it says it's American style beers, and I'm drinking a Pilsner American, or as they say, an American Pilsner. I don't know how trustful I should be of this or how skeptical I should be, because a wise man once said, American beer is a little bit like making love in the canoe. Why? Because it's fucking close to water. That's why. I'm hoping this one actually has more taste than that. I've had this one a couple of times. It's basically like they redesigned the can. Oh my, it's foaming in excitement. Damn. Okay, it could have been much worse. I actually had one can that was never caught on camera, but when I opened it up, half my beer exploded. That was embarrassing. I've had a few beers from this brewer before and I kind of liked it. It was kind of on the strong side at times. I liked all the guitars that are up front. And there was one I remember that was called Le Funk, which I said was a funk farmhouse ale. And among the adjectives they described was horsey. Like, if your beer is starting to taste like horse, I think you got bigger problems at play. That's just my honest opinion. Okay, so this one actually does have flavor. It doesn't taste like piss water. Thank fuck for that. I'm at around 400 degrees preheated. Usually you could get it to 350 and then you're gonna be fine. So that means it's gonna be time to get the chicken right on. So first things first, actually first things first before first things first, take these shades off. So any of you on Tinder who's wondering, I got really nice eyes, don't I? Sexy eyes, nice bright eyes, bedroom eyes, I guess you could say. Come on, somebody, notice me, damn it. So now that I have the marinade here, everything's heated up, I'm gonna take my chicken thighs and I'm gonna start administering it. So in case you weren't paying attention, just a recap here. You've got olive oil, salt, pepper, fresh garlic. Take your chicken thigh, move it all around, and then you're gonna apply it to the grill. And you're probably gonna get some flames coming up too. I've had experience with that before. Yeah, something like that. The early days of the channel, how I've evolved over the years. So 1, 2, ooh, I got more than I thought. Oh, 1 giant thigh. This one might have been an Amazon chicken, probably training and doing CrossFit. Best guess for me. So that's 3. And as you can see, the flames are starting to rise too. Not unexpected, honestly. 4 here, and then 1 more for good luck. 5. And I got plenty of garlic still here, so I could probably even put this to use with this. So I'm just gonna put this on top, like that. There. And then you close it up, and then you let this cook for maybe, I'm gonna say 30 minutes maximum, because the thing with the chicken thigh is that that's the thickest part of the bird. So what you wanna make sure of is that it's all cooked directly in the thickest part of the meat, which is in, well, the thigh right here. So that's why it's gonna take a little bit longer than, let's say, a drumstick, wing, or whatever else. You gotta be careful with that. Last thing you need is salmonella because of your cooking experiments. So, as you were able to see, everyone, the chicken was getting kind of flaming, but you know how it works. You apply a little bit of oil to a bird, suddenly it gets hot flashes. So I'm just gonna flip this up again and again. And eventually we'll be good to go with this. Ooh. Yeah. Funny trophies and etc. What else do you want me to do? I feel like it's been at least 25 minutes when these things are grilling, and they're gonna be good to go soon, but I'm gonna do a taste test, or at least open one up to be 100% certain. Because again, if there's any pink in chicken, you don't wanna take any chances in there, because otherwise you risk salmonella. Looking pretty good, and take note too that during the intermission, I had a potato that I grilled a little while back, and I decided to re-grill it just so I can keep my continuity there. I like to grill, I like to have a potato in there too, and every time, yeah, as someone has pointed out before, every time I'm working up the barbecue, there's always a baked potato in there. And yes, it's a stolen potato. We already know stolen food is the best kind of food ever, particularly potatoes. I'm just working this thing again to reheat it, and then hopefully soon enough, I'll be ready to chow down on my bird thighs. Okay, this is probably as cooked as it's gonna get, so I think it's time to enjoy one of these bird thighs. Fuck! I lost food on camera. Okay, I'll take one of these, and I'll serve it myself for dinner, and hope I don't lose the other ones like an asshole. I'm getting too old for this shit. So these 3 that are here, I'm just gonna put them aside for later in the week. And then with this big one here, this will be my supper for today. and then I'll make sure it's not pink inside and all ruined. But of course I'm gonna need some veggies too. I got some leftover eggplant as well. One of my other favorites to grill. And this is from a leftover grill and I want to have it again. Once again, avocado oil sliced up into 1/4 inch thick pieces. You just char it on each side, you're good to go. If you need some extra flavor, just salt it up. Now let's get started on supper. Fuck, I lost a thigh. Well, supper is all set to go. So just as a recap, everyone, I got some leftover avocado oiled up pieces of eggplant. I've got my oiled up thigh of bird, sexy thigh of bird I have to say, and a refried or rebaked stolen potato. I guess I could say that I re-stole a potato because you know what, stealing the second time makes it doubly delicious. And just for a little bit of extra flavor, lightly salting everything else. I've already done the test for the chicken to make sure it's well cooked. It's all white, no trace of pink on the thickest part of the meat, so time to give it the taste test. Supreme. Tender, tasty, hot, love it. This is what summer's all about. So everyone, hope you enjoyed this latest edition of the Wandering Ukie Cheese Café. And for the benefit of everyone on YouTube, I'm just gonna do it this way. You like what you see? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and give me a thumbs up if you like my antics. If you have a recipe you want me to cover, an area of Montreal you want me to cover, maybe a bar, resto, whatever, leave in the comment section and I'll see what I can do. Take care everyone, and happy summer. Can't believe I lost a thigh. Fuck. Is this karma for me telling bad jokes all the time? God damn it.